Welcome back to the KASH Talk podcast, a multi-passionate common space for all things mental health, mental wellness, and more. I'm Kiana, aka KASH.
I am Ham Van Dam, aka me.
Shane.
Why do you do this to me? Every time.
It's not every time, but I'll let you have that.
It feels a little every time-ish, but how are you doing this week, Cash?
You know, we took a little break, much needed. I'm doing well. Am I well rested? Not really, but good things are happening.
Yes, indeed. I would say that I am doing phenomenal.
Wow.
Look at me.
Wow.
So last week we spoke about.
Well, it wasn't last week.
Well, last episode.
Last week's.
Really snitching on us. Last episode we spoke about not taking yourself too seriously. Finding times for things that you enjoy to do. Do you care to expound? I can expound a little bit.
I could talk about the break in the episode, the correlation.
Yes.
And the timing of it, the divine timing of it.
Give it to us.
We really sat here and was like, you know what? We got to just let loose. Don't let things, bother you. Live your life. And then life hit.
As it usually does.
And, I let it bother me. But then, after a couple of days, I was like, all right. I just recorded an episode about this. I took the time I needed. What can I do to get back in the groove of things? What were my goals I set for myself? What are some plans I had when times like this happen?
So would you say that you took yourself too seriously?
Yes, that was the point of the story.
I was trying to give him, a little pizzazz.
Thanks, babe.
But yeah, I feel as though last episode we did speak about not taking yourself too seriously, and I felt like I do take myself entirely too seriously, and I feel like I've used some application within the past couple of weeks that we haven't recorded. I've played my Xbox more than I've ever played it.
Yeah, I've never seen him really play Call of Duty before. And now he plays Call of Duty.
I'm having a Call of Duty phase.
With the headphones and everything.
It's giving me nostalgia of circa 501, 2011.
What type of wonderful type of nostalgia?
Yeah. I mean, we used to, it wasn't helping my college grades, but we definitely played a lot of Call of Duty sophomore year. But yeah, it's allowed me to kind of de-stress, give me some time, and, I call it self-care. And that's what it is. I kind of am able to detach from a lot of the stuff that I am taking entirely too seriously, and, get a chance to yell at some very angry teenagers that are mad that I'm taking L's. But anyway, yeah, so that's something I did. We also I would say that we restocked the fridge.
Yeah, that was a phase. That's been for sure.
That's been something I've been on like the past week and a half.
When you think about it too, it's easier.
It is.
Because who wants to drop $200-$300 one time?
This is true.
Grocery shopping, that hurts. But if I spend $50 today, $70 that day, maybe $17 another day,
yeah,
and now our fridge is stocked. Do we always want the stuff that's in there? No,
never really.
But that's what we're going to talk about later in the episode, though. We've been doing good.
We have.
It took some time. It was like a dip, and then it went back up.
We have been doing very well. And yeah, I've been on a recent health kick. It's weird. If you guys didn't know, I've mentioned this before, but I am now 31 days of straight water. I wish we had some applause here because
sorry.
It's fine. Well, we didn't need it. I meant
because you do the countdown at home, so I'm like, all right, the next day.
31 days I haven't had a lick of juice.
Which for him is a big thing.
It's
I will give him that.
monumental.
I didn't clap, but it is a big deal, and I'm proud of him.
Monumental. It's been 31 days, no juice.
This is a man that would come home with randomly like 10 juices.
Yes.
Cranberry juice.
Spray.
Was it those sparkling fizzy drinks?
Yes.
From Trader Joe's. Like he'll come home with a lot of them and then finish them. Of course, Knight wants to play now. And then finish them in like 3 days.
Yes, because I love juice. It's something that I thoroughly
Big cups
enjoy.
of juice.
And I just made a decision recently that I'm going to try to at least cut out the juice. I would say it started out with me being like, all right, I'm going to not drink juice for a week. I was like, let's just not do it.
Well, wait, let's not to cut you off, but let's segue into the episode and then you continue.
Okay.
Because you already started going into the sauce. And I didn't even get to do my little intro into the episode.
Give it to him. I apologize.
So this week, we're just going to give you some of our updates on like our goals. For some reason, Knight wants to lick the carpet right now and it's distracting me. He's very active. But we want to give you all some updates on like, it's 74 days into the new year. What's up? What's going on? I think I feel like this is the time where a lot of people tend to like not fall off because I fall off. So for myself, I would say this is when I usually fall off and I don't care anymore. And I'm like, I'm just living life. Who needs goals? Every day is a new day type thing.
Yep.
And so far this year, I feel like mind state wise, I don't know if it's like a getting older thing, but things have gotten a little easier to be like, okay, this happened. Now what? Yeah. Instead of being like, this happened. Woe is me. Cry. Like the world hates me, in a funk thing. And I think like, I don't know. I'm proud of us.
I agree. I call it maturity.
Yes.
We're doing mature things.
We're going to speak about like, some of the sustainable goals we set in like episode 2, which was unfortunately titled When Your Legs Hit the Grass.
Because of you. Make sure you put that in there.
Me and sayings is not, yeah. But yes. So back to what you were saying.
Yeah. So I decided that I was going to abstain from juice. It started just for a week. And that was a big deal for me too, because I drink juice a lot, like a lot of juice a day.
And he lives with someone who doesn't drink that much juice.
So I actively seek juice. Like
I do not buy juice. I guess the juice I buy is like pineapple juice, but
yeah,
I buy that to like mix with my greens.
I think
like
that's the extent you'll go.
Yeah, like I drink water mostly. Yeah. Maybe a Crystal Light.
Yeah. But I went strictly water first week. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. It was so tough. I was having sugar shakes, which is like you're addicted to sugar, and they say sugar is the most addictive drug on the planet. I think it's sugar, fame, and then cocaine. That's a bar.
Fame?
Yeah, and then cocaine.
I feel like fame and cocaine go hand in hand.
Yeah,
because
maybe
when you're famous, you do coke.
I don't know about every famous person, but
no, of course not. But
obviously, but yeah,
it's like their thing.
I decided after a week, I was gonna keep it going for at least 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks, I was like, the shakes are kind of done, and I'm kind of just cruising. So let's see how far we could go, and we are at 31 days.
But what are you drinking? This is the surprise because I drink these and he always talks crap.
Oh, God. Oh, yes.
And I love them so much.
So I am now converted. I am now seltzer water poppy.
And sparkling. Seltzer water is like, man.
Sparkling seltzer poppy. Because it is low in calorie.
Like we opt to drink like champagne. We be like, yo, champagne's a little lower in calories.
Healthy. That's the
healthy alcohol.
That's the healthy drunk. And yeah, I would say I definitely noticed a lot of changes.
You be drinking gin and tonic with grenadine.
Yeah, I'm gin tonic and grenadine poppy now as well. But yeah, I've noticed a lot of changes. I got a lot more energy. My skin is looking marvelous. Truly, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not getting any bumps like
And I
old
feel like
adult acne
this
that you
change
get when you drink
also
soda.
contributed to you like wanting to buy like skincare and all that stuff
Yes.
too. Because you never really you bought it, but it's like
Yes.
we have the generic stuff like what is it? Cetaphil, whatever.
Cetaphil.
Yeah, and Survey or what is it? CeraVe, Survey.
Yeah.
CeraVe, like we have those, but you actually got stuff that like are specific to the needs you have, not
Yes.
like, you know, regular face stuff.
Yes. So full disclosure, I have an addictive personality. So when I recognize things that I want to do, I usually try to go all in. It happens often, and then sometimes I burn out, and then I won't do it anymore. But I'm trying to sustain this for as long as I can. So when I was drinking water and I was feeling good, right, I was like, I want to feel better. So what do people do to feel better? So then I talked to my mom, and I was on Google, and of course I was talking to you, and I was like, damn, I need some multivitamins. So I went and I got me some multivitamins. Multivitamins are not cheap.
No.
Wow. Who would have known? Who would have known? They're not cheap. $35
for the good kind.
For the good ones. And then that's not even like GNC vitamins. Like that's the next level. But yeah, it's been interesting. I've been taking my multivitamins daily with my what else am I taking? Apple cider vinegar gummies. And as well as biotin for my skin and my nails and my non-hair.
I'm like, not the hair
it's
part.
For the skin and the nails, apparently. Thank you. I am bald. And yeah, it's been interesting. Like I said, I feel better, and the next step is some consistent exercise. But I think that with me getting my eating right and whatnot,
creating sustainable
habits and intentional habits, you know, I've noticed a kick, and I'm feeling better, and you know, I'm excited. So that's been my like 3 weeks of being health nut guru. I'm like, we got to get the seasonings that come in the bag.
I'm like, we have a whole cabinet of seasonings.
We really do.
Nothing can fit in there anymore.
It's tough.
Even the freezer, like, oh my gosh, the freezer.
Oh, we are proteined up.
We have proteined up. Our frozen meals. We have our frozen veggies, because frozen veggies are superior. And for those of you who think that frozen veggies don't have the same nutrients, it actually has more because it is frozen at its peak. So I'm just saying, team frozen.
I'm just saying that.
And they're cheaper.
I'm just saying that the associate at Wegmans told me that the ones in the frozen bag is just stuff that they take from the natural ones and just put it in there and freeze it. So it's the same stuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, it's frozen at its goodness.
That's true.
Yeah.
They don't have time to get nasty traveling with meat, insects and stuff.
Yeah. So our freezer's packed.
Look at us.
So proud of us. Because usually we're like, this is what we eating this week. What else is in? There's nothing else in there. No extra like nooks and crannies to make anything extra. We just had like what we needed to have. Now we're like, you know what?
Yeah.
We need to prioritize. Like, you know, we'll make healthier decisions because we have more now.
We have more.
Like
options.
we're not running out of food and be like, oh, we'll just get Uber Eats.
Yeah. We gotta get off the delivery.
No
apps.
more apps. I gotta cancel all of them.
We gotta limit it to like once a week, once every 2 weeks.
We haven't even done that though.
We haven't. We actively avoided it on purpose or by accident. Who knows?
I just don't like picking it up from the gate.
Apparently,
it's laziness.
It is laziness. I will say that I have been ingratiated into black male chef TikTok.
Oh yeah, you made cakes and stuff the other day.
I am going to attempt to make a pot roast next week.
Oh, that's why you bought that. See, he just buys stuff now to make sure we have groceries. I'm like, why do we have a pot
chef
roast?
TikTok. I was on
like,
Black Male Chef TikTok, and I was like, ooh, they are making pot roast. I want to try.
I want to
that.
try it. I feel like we did in another episode. We spoke about cooking shows. So.
Influencer marketing working on me.
No, I feel like we also were talking in another episode about like us when we started watching Food Network.
Yeah.
So it's we're easily influenced, kind of.
We are exactly who people market to.
Yeah, because I'm like, we need it.
To be honest, we are exactly who people are.
We gotta try it. We gotta go. But yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And we're gonna keep it going. Not only, at first I was thinking like, we just gotta look good for the wedding. No, this is for the rest of our lives.
I'm trying to be.
These are life changes, not temporary changes.
I will say that my family's health history is starting to hit a little different at 30.
Yeah, you're old now.
I am old, but it's just recognizing like that I am literally 10 years away from my father to pass away.
Sorry.
It's fine, but it's a reality. It's a reality of it. Like, some black men die young, some black people die young, and a lot of it has to do with us not making sure that we got our health on right.
Not going to the doctor regularly. Not taking family history seriously.
Yeah. And at 30, I'm not gonna lie to you, you be like, nah. Like,
I think it's time.
Respectfully, like I've always had back pain. At 30, the back pain is just like,
it's elderly.
Nah, it feels ridiculous. It said it's elderly.
It's on elderly level.
Yeah. So I would say definitely the elder statesmen in my family are scaring me straight. My aunt just celebrated her 85th birthday. She is still alive and kicking. She's our matriarch. And I want to live to be 85. I want to be able to be able to be healthy for a long time, as long as I can help it. And I think that starts with, recognizing that you can't be eating bullshit all the time.
Recognizing you need sustainable, good habits.
Yes. Look at you producing.
Bringing it back. But yes.
You're producing my healthy lifestyle.
Well,
coaching.
I am technically your health coach right now.
You are coaching my wellness.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You are. You're coaching my wellness.
He's actually my practice client.
I am.
For my health coaching class. And he's not supposed to be my practice client. You're supposed to find like a random person, which I don't understand. Like, if that's the case, just assign us to each other. Like, I'm not going to actively recruit a random person if I'm not actively health coaching. I don't know. True. Yeah, like some people in my class
need to be health coached anyway. So
some people in my class are like coaches in some type of form, whereas I'm not in that field already. So the assignments are sometimes geared towards that. That's part of the class. But yeah, Shane is my practice client, and it's not easy.
I'm not an easy client.
He's not an easy client because technically, I feel like you've been my client since I've pursued health coaching in general.
This is true, but I've actually started taking it seriously in 2023.
Yes, for the last 3 years, I've been coached. I've tried everything. I've tried like being gentle and kind. I've tried being like bad,
rude.
Blunt. Like I've tried everything. I've tried like praise. It didn't work. And that's it. That kind of goes back until you can get all the advice and all the whatever you want, but it takes you to make the change. Like you have to be ready for it.
I literally had to recognize like, whoa, what's going on, King? To be like, all right, maybe I should listen to what my health coach is saying.
And also somebody that loves you and cares about you.
This is true.
So not only because of a health coach.
I mean, your health coach should love and care about you as well. They care about your health.
Yes, but it's different, babes. I hope so.
I would hope so too. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
How about you?
So mine showed up differently. It was a lot of crying and a lot of breakdowns. Without giving too much of my business away, but also being very transparent. I feel like well, we discussed this, so it's just me mirroring our conversation, is like after graduation, like college, 2017, every job I've had was like not easy, but easy. So I've,
Yes, it was easy.
yeah. Or it was something that was just so natural to me that it was like mindless. So I wasn't like challenged, or I didn't feel like, I don't know, you don't always feel like you're being used to your full potential, or like you even know what your full potential is, or even what you want to do long term, because you're like, I'm doing the same thing every single day, just in different capacities. Or like you learn something so fast and you're like, damn, now what? And I went from 2017 till November of last year, working in jobs that I didn't feel challenged in, even when I've asked for like more like responsibilities or whatever, just, you know, of course, for more pay.
Always more pay.
Always more pay.
Always more pay.
Because it's like, it's me. I just never felt like, I don't know, like I was just bored, and it was just like, it just felt like an extension of like school. Like I was doing some work and I was chilling with my friends. Like, like that's what it felt like. Cause I made great friends at my last two jobs, especially in Syracuse. Like I still talk to my coworkers at Lemoyne. I still talk and go out with my coworkers at SU. But like, you know, should I have even said where I worked? I guess
mean,
it doesn't
you used
matter.
to
Yeah.
work there.
It doesn't really matter.
Those are your former employers.
Yes.
But it's fine.
But like, love the people, but I just needed more. And it's like, I have these degrees. Like I want to use the knowledge that I have. And, you know, got the job I have now. I'm not going to say where I work now. The people that know.
Yes.
But it is an adjustment. For sure.
I would say so, yes.
Yes. And it's things I know how to do, but it's so much more that goes into the role. And there's so much more visibility that, you know, sometimes it becomes overwhelming to the point where like my brain was just mush. Like everything I did was wrong, or I would like make silly mistakes that I wouldn't usually make. And like, it's kind of embarrassing if that's not something you're used to. So it kind of like weighed on me, and nobody was putting these expectations on me at all. It was just like myself. And I just dug myself in a like really dark hole. And I was like, I'm not supposed to be here, you know, like kind of imposter syndrome, even though I don't believe in imposter syndrome. But in that realm of feeling like, how did I even get here? Am I even good enough for this? And I was like, had to kind of take a step back, thanks to therapy and like having colleagues that are like open-minded, and like it's kind of safe spacey, bouncing ideas off people, you know, letting people know what I'm going through, and like hearing their own like stories and stuff too. It kind of gave me permission to slow down and like revert back to not taking myself too seriously, and saying like, this is something brand new for you, and you're going through this career change during a monumental period of your life as well. I'm in school again, and I'm planning a wedding. We are planning a wedding.
We are.
I'm planning a wedding. But it's like,
give yourself some grace.
Yeah, like it was so bad. Like breakdowns, like I would cry all day, or like I wouldn't talk, I wouldn't eat. Like it was bad to the point where I was like, my therapist was like, okay, let's straight up, let's just try this. Usually she's like, and how do you think you can, you know, all that probing shit. Like, just tell me. Like, I'm paying you to tell me what's wrong with me, not for you to tell me to figure out what's wrong with me. But it got to the point where she was like, you need to, here's some tools, do this for 2 weeks and tell me like how you feel about it. And one of those things that like stuck for me was a habit that I wanted to create, kind of like, it's a general habit, but you know, creating a routine around something, like taking the appropriate steps to ensure that my day is set up for success, and there's space for me to kind of like check myself and also reward myself. So like she calls it the ABC method. And I think that's what it's like actually the actual terminology is. But it's basically like, you know, A is like your top priorities. B is kind of like, it would be nice if I got this done. And C is like, you know, if a fucking miracle happens, I could do these too. Like if you really in the zone that day.
Yeah.
And I implemented that into like my day to day. And I write that checklist. I got a little notepad from Amazon that has the ABC like broken down. It has like little quotes or whatever. And I use that for work. And I did the same thing for like my personal life. And I'm like, these are the things that I want to get done today. And this is all I have to worry about, because I was worrying about every single thing every single day. Stuff that's not happening until months from now was on my brain because I just had nowhere to put that information. And I kind of broke it down where it kind of, I guess it's kind of like also using a planner, but I use it in a different method. But it's like, if something's not due until 3 months from now, just put it on my to-do list that's labeled for that day. So when that day comes, I know that's what I have to do for that day. If I know so far in advance, like, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of like adding it to my running to-do list that I think I have to accomplish every single day, knowing there's no way that could even happen.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah. So that helped me a lot. And that like also helped my other habits that I wanted to make, the like going to bed earlier, waking up earlier, because I know that that's setting me up to be able to do the things that I need to do to prepare for my day. Because before I was just waking up at 8:30, logging in, it is what it is. I'm like, I had no time to even think. My brain just goes straight into like work.
And that's bad.
Yeah, it's horrible. Because I had no time to like think about myself. I had no time to just like actually wake up and enjoy like being alive, being grateful that I conquered another day, and like none of that. So now, like, you know, just finding things that work for you also help you create the habits you want to make. Cause I didn't think like, oh, I'm going to make a to-do list and then I'm going to pair that with waking up early. No, I was like, oh, I want to make my to-do list. So let me go like before work. So let me go to bed a little early so I could do this before work. And then next thing you know, it became a habit of me waking up and going to sleep. Does that happen all the time? No, but we're not aiming for perfect. And that's another thing. Stop aiming for perfect. Perfect does not exist. Perfect is boring.
It is. It's extremely boring, honestly. And it's too much pressure. It's way too much pressure. I need none of that pressure.
And that's what I was aiming for. And there's no, especially like 3 months in, girl, be for real.
Be for real.
Be fucking for real.
All right. So those are some good updates from both of us. Let's kind of discuss, I mean, 74 days. Let's discuss the next 74, 75 days. What are we looking to do in terms of keeping these intentional good habits
sustainable and intentional?
Sustainable. Well, to sustain these intentional,
yes, there we go.
Intentional habits. What do we think? What do we think is the path to sustainability? I would say.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's funny.
To be for real.
It's funny because like
I'm kind of just like going, you know? I know it's not good to say that, but it's like, if I could do this good thing today, I could do this good thing tomorrow.
I'm intrigued to see what happens when like roadblocks come up, especially No, I am, because
I was like, "What? That just happened to me."
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm interested to see how we deal with the roadblocks that are inevitably gonna come up. Like for me specifically, I want to piece by piece, like get into healthy living. Like I want to, like, now I'm drinking water. Like then I want to cut out like fast food entirely. Then
like forever.
Well,
like never ever have it?
As far as I can. Like I want to find healthy alternatives to doing a lot of things that I do. Like I have like cravings, like French fries. I'm never giving up pizza. But like I want to be able to like keep like we eating healthy, and
like
then
80% of the time,
yeah, you get what I'm
80% of
saying?
the year you're healthy. That's actually a thing. It's called like the 80-20 lifestyle.
Mhm.
I don't know enough about it yet, but I've heard of it. And it's like you eating healthy, like balanced in whatever that means for you. Remember that. Because everybody has different dietary needs. But eating that way 80% of the time, that 20% is like the fun, I guess.
Yeah.
The indulging, and you going out to a fancy restaurant, you're on vacation,
Yeah.
you're on a road trip.
Yeah. And I would say that too. Like, at least when it's time to indulge, we indulge, but
There's a balance, yeah.
Yeah, we keep that health. We able to sustain that balance, because
And
I don't think we're gonna be like super health
I don't got
freaks
time
and
for
stuff.
that.
Like,
It's too much.
I
But
think that
I think it for us though, like, sorry to cut you off.
Mhm.
Yes, continue. I said sorry.
You could have continued, man.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, I don't think we're gonna be super healthy people, but I think that we want to be able to like maintain that, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay, I remember what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like we kind of do that, or we kind of are where we want to be already, but we aren't seeing it to the capacity that we see our lives right now, because we don't do it often. But like, even when we go out to eat, for instance, with our friends,
Yeah.
or with family, like, there's times I go out with my friends and they pounding down them drinks. And now I just have like one or two, or like, maybe we don't need the dessert.
Maybe the dessert can be optional.
Or maybe we don't really need an appetizer, or maybe we don't really need the entree, and we're fine with a drink and 2 appetizers. Like, changing up, like, we don't indulge as much as when we go out, but we do still enjoy being out.
Yes, I think that is absolutely
like
correct.
You getting your gin and tonic.
Yes, I'm a gin and tonic guy. It's a different life for me, guys.
I've been here, so I'm like, whatever.
Erg. Yes, indeed. What else?
I don't know. I forgot how this conversation even started.
Well, we were talking about how we plan on addressing roadblocks that are inevitably going to come up.
I don't know. For me, I'm just taking it one day at a time.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Because I find when doesn't work for everybody, and of course I'm just speaking for myself, but I find when they say this is good to prepare for the worst and be ready for the best or whatever. I can't think of the worst, because that's all I think about.
Okay.
So
expound.
If the worst does come, I believe I am adaptable enough to figure out when that time comes.
You have contingency plans.
Not really.
For the worst?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't have plans, because if I think of the worst, that's all I can think about.
Okay.
So I'm thinking this is going to have to go the way it's supposed to go, because if you
dig,
it ain't no other way. It ain't no other way.
Well, it's kind of like having tunnel vision, but
yeah.
I mean, I would
and that's a new thing for me, because I was always harping on the negative and not seeing the positive. So now I'm just trying to flip that, because me, I like, once that negative, when people get all like 100 good comments, but that one comment, that's me. So it's like, I'm trying to not think of that one comment and focus on the other 100.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm not saying that I've done this today. Yes, this is new.
It's something you're working on.
Yes.
That's good. At least you're working on it, man. Sometimes.
I'm not overly, I'm not, what is it? What is it? Bad positivity? What is it?
You're not overly negative?
No. Those people that are
bad
like
positivity.
Too positive, where it's like, come on.
Overly positive?
Yeah. I'm not overly positive, but I'm trying to be more hopeful.
You're trying to be positive conscious, maybe. Ooh. I don't know. We're making up words.
I was gonna say hopeful, but cautiously, positively
Positive
cautious.
conscience.
Put it on a pin.
Look at us producing.
Anyway.
But yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap it up. Thank you guys once again for tuning into the Cash Talk Pod. I am Van Deezy and Van Dam. Shane, as my fiance calls me.
The only name.
You can follow me everywhere at Frostman Guru. You go.
Oh, usually you say mine. You've been saying mine recently.
You want me to say it? I can say it.
Yes.
And you can follow Cash everywhere at _Cash Co. Everywhere you get your social media content. Thank you guys for being patient with us, for tuning in every time we release an episode.
Yes, our rolling
episodes. Schedule.
There's no. You notice we never told you what day these coming out.
It's fluid.
They just come out.
It's fluid.
It's a little surprise.
Yes, but we will get on our consistency kick eventually.
Yes. Life is not consistent right now.
Yeah, and we just hope that you guys continue to tune in for the Cash Talk Pod, and we will see you when we see you.
Bye.